Hello, everybody. I'm not sure how much more excitement we can take. What a great day. So, Quick and Dirty is back. This is the daily Bitcoin update because it's an exciting time for Bitcoin because of the ETFs. And we are packed for this moment. We spent all winter packing, so thank you all for coming, everybody. Now, how can a guy on the internet predict the price of Bitcoin 11 days from now? Sounds crazy, but maybe I am a bit crazy. But I'm going to show you some numbers that'll blow your minds. And it's the stuff I've been talking about. And people think I'm nuts. But no, let me prove it to you. And I've been hammering home. Why? These windows around the halving are so important. You'll see this right now. So thank you all. Thank you to Team 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗞𝗜𝗚 for being moderators, keeping us all safe. And the whole team. I see people are checking out of work. People from Paris, France, Hamburg, Germany. I love to see all the people. The Australians may not be up yet, but soon they will. Anyway, let's go. Thank you all. So, and don't forget to subscribe. The best, as people say, alpha on the internet. I won't waste any time either. So first of all, Bitcoin is back in the top 10 assets. It was at number 11 and 12 for a few days. It just jumped to number 10 once more, which is awesome. But there's a lot more. Next, Breaking Woods ARK W fund now holds 6.96% in their ARK 21 Bitcoin ETF. Now, a lot of people look at this for optimal portfolio allocation. She now has 7% Bitcoin in her fund. That is big news too. Also, this is not such good news, but breaking, Argentina Bitcoin hits an all-time high again. It just keeps making all-time highs in the Argentinian peso. And it's up 25,000% in the last 5 years. This is not a fiat you want to be holding, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I will tell you the numbers. In addition, last week was another monster week. This from CoinShares, pulling in $1.1 billion. Second biggest week ever, or in a very long time. Clint, thank you for coming. The Canadians rock too. Now, this one is going to be a bit tricky, so I'm going to spend longer than my 60 seconds explaining it because I want to make sure you get it. And a shout out to PlanB. He is awesome. And the Great Escape. So he put this cool little chart together literally like an hour ago. And it caught my attention because it's a great way of portraying what I've been trying to say in a graphical way. So let me walk you through it slowly. First of all, Bitcoin price, you can see it there. It's on the vertical axis, but remember, it's in a log scale. That means each step up on the axis represents an order of magnitude increase, i.e. $1 to $10 to $100. Some people call it a step change to $1,000. So remember, it may not look as dramatic as it actually is when you're talking log. Also, the blocks, the horizontal axis represents the number of blocks mined in the Bitcoin blockchain. Blocks are generated every 10 minutes, etc. You get the idea. And the colored lines, the blue line, all right, this is the overall price of Bitcoin as the blocks are mined. The green triangles, it's kind of like that green line makes up these little green triangles. And they are only the triangles around the 2 years around the halving. That is 6 months before the halving and 18 months after the halving. Okay, these triangles indicate the price trend of Bitcoin in that 2-year period. Notice it's up. Now, the red dotted line is excluding the 2 years around the halving. That's 18 months after the halving and 6 months after that. And you can see, not a fun time. That's the time to be off doing other stuff. But the key is, again, the green time is why we're here. We're in that window. In addition, I watched this like a hawk. With an hour to go in the markets, IBIT, the BlackRock ETF, hit 27.65, call it $28 million in volume. That's a lot. And I can bet you my bottom dollar, a lot of Bitcoin was purchased today by this fund. That means a lot. Like last Friday, 14 times the daily issuance left the building. 14 times today, but tomorrow I calculate the numbers for you right here in this channel. You'll see it live. Hopefully, as soon as I get the numbers, they'll be out within half an hour. You will see a lot leaving the system as well. Now, back to the story. How does a crazy guy on the internet predict the price of Bitcoin in 11 days? Is he one of those mystic mags in Jamaica? Or does he use numbers? You guess. Well, let's look at some numbers. So what I did was pulled up a chart and looked. Hey, Preston, good to see you, buddy. Pulled up the chart of the history of Bitcoin, but I want to focus in on when the price crosses $50,000. So take this chart, add a red line. That's the $50,000 line. Now, what's interesting, you can very clearly see 50K is a critical level. It's a level of both support and resistance. And I'm going to break this down right now. Then we have the times. What I was interested in today was what happened after Bitcoin crossed 50,000. Bitcoin's at $50,111 as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. So I marked all the times it crossed. Those are the 6 times it happened. All right, Linda, so kind of you. 6 times. You'll see them there in green are the 4 that matter. The orange ones are resistance. That's when the price went up to the level of 50K and got rejected, bounced back down. That happened twice. I call that resistance. The rest of the time 1, time 2, time 3, and time 4. By the way, time 3, that's when it bounced off support. Technically support. But I'm just going to look at these 4 instances because they are the ones when Bitcoin in earnest crosses through the 50K price. Now, my job is to tell you what happens after that happens based on history. And it's kind of exciting. And it's so funny. The people that don't have their bags packed hate these videos because they think I'm causing FOMO. But let's go. Let's look at what this history means. I have a huge model of all the daily price action for Bitcoin since the beginning of time, since it was less than 10 cents. And I have the dates, I have the price, I have the opening price, the high, and the low. All right? Here we go. Every time it crossed, it happened on very select dates. February 16th. Hey, Jimmy. February 21st. And these are both 2021. All of this action is 2021. Then we have March 7th, 2021. 25th of April, 2021. The 4th of September, 2021. And the 5th of October, 2021. I was interested in exactly what happened before. Now, all those dates correspond to these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? Take that. In addition, what I wanted to do is look at the delta, how much returns happened up for the next step. When did Bitcoin stop or did it start along the way? So if you look at this chart, every time it crossed, it went straight up. 1 went straight up. 2 went straight up. 3 went straight up. 4 went up a lot. Okay, let's have a look at just what happens within a short window of time of this happening. This is mind-blowing. All right, so the first time we crossed through $50,000, it was 216. The return was 18.64% in 6 days. That is $58,335. The second time, this is uncanny, second time, it did 26.37% in 6 days. 6 days, both the exact same window. That's how long this thing ran straight up into the sky. 62K, just kind of shy. The third time, it did 21.5%, but it took 15 days. Not so exciting, not like the 6. And the fourth time, this is the big one. It went up 36.03% in 16 days. So 15, 16. So let's call it 2 16-daysers and 2 6-daysers. But the returns are 18.6%, 26.37%, 21.5%, and 36%. If I take an average return of all of those 4 times across through 50K, the return is 25.63%. And the average duration is 10.75 days. That's why I said I can predict the price, again, in the next 11 days. If history repeats. The difference this time around, though, the asset is much harder and there's much more money coming in. So this is going to be sandbagged. And what you're going to see next is the price that I believe is very possible within the next 11 days. Sir Winston, hello there. Who's ready? Actually, I'm going to ask a question in the comment. Drop it live now. Can anybody guess the price that they will see in the next 11 days? And it could be a minimum price. Anybody? Anybody? I guess. Anyway, I'll show you. Here it is. I'm just a little bit excited right now. Bitcoin, if history repeats, will hit $62,186 in the next 11 days. And people say, oh, no, that's crazy. That's impossible. But nope, That's exactly what's happened before. Thank you for all those notes. I see 52K. DM, very close. 65K. Wow, 76K. You guys are very good. A lot of 62Ks and 65K. 62K is the number. You guys are brilliant. That was very impressive. You guys are a lot smarter than that. Than me. So anyway, this is a very easy reach considering history. But there's more. So what else is happening? Now, miners, those of you, anybody who follows my channel, they're in Bitcoin miners and they're very happy. But as we know, the block rewards are going from 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125 Bitcoin in about 65 days. Right now, this is very important. The amount of money coming into the network needs about $14 billion worth of Bitcoin a year at a price of $43,000 per Bitcoin for the price to stay the same. All right, 14 billion. It's not a lot. The buyers need to buy this amount of Bitcoin every year from the miners. Are you tracking with me, everybody? Let me know if I'm going too fast. Dragon and pull free. This is important. After the halving, the Bitcoin miners will only earn 3.125 Bitcoin per block. But this is the magic piece. We will only need $7 billion a year to keep the price flat. All right? Do you know how much coming in right now? Just like $2 billion a week coming into the space. Not $7 billion a year. The price is going to go up like nothing we've probably ever seen before because of the hardness, which is completely mind-blowing. But this is just mathematics and numbers. The halving will cut the miner income by 50%, and the costs for them will remain the same. So this is both a double-edged sword, good and bad, which means they, basically, it doesn't take a lot of money to keep this thing from going up, even staying flat. In addition, this is a great little chart here. It shows you the hash price. It took a small dip, but the hash rate is probably going to increase over the coming days. This is what I call the Game of Thrones for the miners. And unless they are lean or mean, this is the time. The last 12 months was the time for the miners to invest in new rigs so they can operate at very high levels of effectiveness and efficiency. Those miners that can't will be killed. And it'll be the winners make most in the mining world. And we're also positioned for that too. And you're seeing that action right now with the miners. After them doubling last week, many are up another 15% today. Mind-blowing. So anyway, by the way, that's 30% in a day if you were taking the price from last week. These things are going exponential real fast. So buckle in, everybody. These are the quick and dirty little videos just to keep you guys updated with what's going on with Bitcoin. It's super exciting. And checking in the price now, $50,240. And could we hit $62 in 11 days? Easily based on history. Thank you all to everyone on Patreon as well for making this all possible. Hope you liked the show. Hope you learned something. Hit the like if you did. And these are exciting times. 4,000 people watching live and 700 likes. So I know we can make 1,000. And I will be on as well with Raoul Pal on his Real Vision channel soon. Just got an invite for that. There's a lot of good stuff happening. Thank you as well, mods in the chats. Hope you like the show. Hit the like on the way out. Thank you. Bye-bye.